Oh, my son.
It's on, yeah? It's on?
Yeah. Yeah, son.
Yes, guys, I hope you're doing well and I hope you've all had a positive day. Here we are again. I've lost count of how many podcasts we've done, but here we are again at another Game Seekers podcast. And honestly, as always, a really, really great bunch of questions to go through. You know, looking forward to going through each one and just sharing that knowledge, sharing that insight with you guys. Because for me and Yasser, that's what coaching is all about. Coaching isn't just about giving somebody a program. It's about actually educating people, giving them genuine insight and giving them real, actual experience and knowledge, right, that I would like to hope would impact your journey in just a positive way.
Yeah, it's exactly what we try and do. We don't try to just work with people, get them to get results, and that's kind of it, follow it blindly. We really want to help people, educate people, get them to know how to, you know, even if they, even further down the line, they know how to work for themselves, they know why we're doing stuff, they know the kind of science and the meaning behind everything. So hopefully that you do find these podcasts really useful.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So without further ado, let's go into it. We'll start with question one. And it's a really good question, to be honest with you, right? And the question is this: why do you rate HIIT cardio so highly, right? So the question again, why do I rate HIIT cardio so highly? Now, here's the thing, right? When it comes to cardio, not all cardio is equal, right? Not all cardio is created the same. So when it comes to cardio in particular, I would say one of the best versions of cardio that you can do, and something that I think everybody should do, is high intensity interval training, right? HIIT cardio. What is so good about HIIT cardio compared to weight training and compared to your sort of normal long duration cardio is what it actually does for your heart and what it does for your body, right? So what a lot of people don't realize is that when you weight train, you actually thicken your heart, you thicken your arteries, right? And that also happens at an accelerated rate if you're using anabolic steroids. HIIT cardio is so powerful because the way that it works, right, and the way that you have to do HIIT cardio, you effectively stretch your heart and stretch your arteries. Because the way HIIT cardio is done is like this. You'll typically do a short outburst for like 20 to 30 seconds and working as hard as you possibly can, pushing that heart rate up as high as you possibly can. And then you have an active rest for like 30 to 45 seconds, and then you repeat it. Now, when you train your heart like this, where you're having short bursts of really high activity, right, where your heart is getting flushed with blood, right, your heart is having to work really hard, what you actually do in that mechanism, right, is actually stretch your heart and your arteries. And when you're stretching your heart and your arteries over and over and over like that through HIIT cardio, you start to create more lucidity within the actual heart itself and the arteries themselves. And when you do that with your heart, so it has more elasticity, it has more actual lucidity, right? You now have a much more efficient, productive, stronger heart and cardiovascular system. And this doesn't just pay off in dividends in terms of heart health. It's one of the best things that you can do for heart health is to keep that heart lucid, to keep that heart efficient, to keep that heart productive, right? To keep that heart with great elasticity. But it also is phenomenal when it comes to fat loss, right? And fitness. Because HIIT cardio works your body in such a way that the metabolic response that you get after a HIIT cardio session, even though the time duration won't be that long, creates a metabolic response that lasts for a lot longer during your day. So your fat oxidation levels are a lot higher during the day, your ability to utilize fat for energy, right? And you'll also find that your fitness, because of the way that HIIT cardio is structured, builds up incredibly quickly, right? So where you are fitter, you are healthier, you are burning more body fat. HIIT cardio is just a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal way of training that honestly everybody would benefit from, whether you're in a whether you're in a fat loss phase, whether you are in a bulking phase, whether you're trying to improve just your general conditioning, whether you're trying to improve your health, you should have HIIT cardio in your program. Personally, what I like people to do is to utilize HIIT cardio on an assault bike. The assault bike is a merciless piece of a cardio equipment, and it does the job so efficiently. You would be dumbfounded at how just a 10-minute session on the assault bike, say at 20 to 30 seconds all out, 20 to 30 seconds pedaling lightly, active rest, repeat that, say 10, 15 times, if you can make it to that time. You'd be dumbfounded at how quickly your fitness will pick up, how quickly you will feel so much stronger within yourself, how much improvement there will be in your workouts because your recovery time will dwindle because your heart's a lot fitter. So give it a go and DM me. Let me know how you find it. I'm telling you now, right? You introduce HIIT cardio regularly into your routine, 2 to 3 days a week, right? You're going to see nothing but benefits.
Yeah, 100%. So with a lot of my clients and myself, what I really like to do is have a mixture of HIIT cardio. Some days doing HIIT cardio and the other days doing more longer steady state cardio. And the reason that you want to actually combine both of these together is because they're working different aspects of your body. When you're doing lower state cardio, lower, longer, steadier state cardio, this is working your aerobic threshold, and that's just making your body be able to be more efficient with the oxygen that it uses. Whereas when you're doing high intensity, really hard cardio, this goes beyond the oxygen intake and it actually starts to take out of your carbohydrates and your fuel, so your glycogen levels. And it makes your body be able to be efficient in both. So when it requires oxygen, it's efficient at using this oxygen. And when it requires the glycogen, it's efficient at using the glycogen. And I would typically, with a client or with myself, I would mix it up 2 to 3 days a week of HIIT cardio. The benefits that you get from that are absolutely amazing. Like Afsa said, you are in for a shorter duration of time. You're building your heart health. You're lowering your blood pressure. You're improving all your fucking health markers from a 10, 15, 20-minute session that if you wanted to do from a longer, steadier state cardio, you're going to have to do a hell of a lot. And you probably won't even reap the same benefits you would do from those shorter, harder, intense sessions. And bro, I'm the same as you. Assault bike, you cannot fucking lie on the assault bike. You can go on the treadmill and you can kind of get by. You can put the speed to what you want to do. You can, have a little bit more longer rest. But with the assault bike, don't fucking lie, because when you go on there and you're going all out, you're using your whole body. You're using your arms, you're using your legs, you're using your shoulders. Everything is coming into play. And that's my go-to equipment when I really want to bring up my fitness. If you look at any athlete from any walk, whether they be a fighter, a footballer, a rugby player, a cricketer, a wrestler, they all have high intensity cardio in their training sessions, and mostly on the assault bike.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think it's something that you should utilize as a tool in your program, no matter what your goal is. Because let's be real with each other, right? Whether you're trying to build muscle, whether you're trying to lose fat, right? Whatever you're trying to do, at the forefront of all of that, right, should be your health. That should be the priority. And your heart is something that you should actively be looking after, that you should actively, right, be working on. And HIIT cardio is one of the best ways to improve your heart, right, in a multitude of ways. And again, it comes back to the fact that when you're doing HIIT cardio, right, because you're forcing so much blood flow, because you're working your heart so hard for those short intermittent periods, the effect that it has is a stretching effect. And that there is what will change your heart and improve your heart health instrumentally. So utilize it and feed back to us. Yeah. Drop us a DM. We respond to our DMs personally, right? Because I would love to know how you find it, because there hasn't been a client yet that I've worked with and I've introduced HIIT cardio to who hasn't benefited from it in just such a positive way. So hopefully that answers your question. the next question is, and I love this question, is it possible, is it really genuinely possible to gain a good amount of muscle without the use of anabolic steroids? The answer is a fucking resounding yes. And it really winds me up when people come to me with this sort of question, right? Because let me tell you this right now, right? Whether you're on steroids or you're not on steroids, building a body, the route in which you build a body is the exact fucking same, right? The way to look at steroids is like this, right? Think about, as an analogy, think about overtime. When you're doing overtime, what are you doing? Effectively, you're doing the same job that you would normally do, but you're getting double pay. So for doing the exact same work, you're getting a double return. That's how steroids work, right? So you have to put the work in, but steroids will give you double of the result, right? That say you would get as a natural. So the reality is this, is that when it comes to building a body, right, steroids are not a fucking must. They're not a need, right? The brutal work that it takes to build a body is what is needed. So the common misconception that a lot of people have is they think, do you know what? I can't really, build a decent amount of muscle unless I'm using steroids. The truth of the matter is that if you actually spend time, give yourself time, right, to get a lot stronger, right, to slowly pack on muscle tissue, right, you'll be dumbfounded at how far you can go naturally.
Yeah.
I've had so many guys come to me, right, who are natural, and they've asked me the same question, and now 2 to 3 years later, they're at a stage where they've gained so much muscle naturally that most people think they are using steroids. And what you've got to realize is that this whole thing of steroids, right, is something that's been ushered in to the new generation of bodybuilders. Back in the day when I was training, back in the day when he was training, the late 90s, the early 2000s, when you used to walk into a gym, right, the whole focus was on building the best body that you could naturally before you even thought about taking steroids. And that's where so many of you are going wrong. Because what a lot of people are doing are, because of the pressure now, because of social media, people seeing people that they aspire to in shape, a lot of people feel that they have to get big quickly. They have to get into great shape really quickly. So to shortcut that process, they use anabolic steroids. But really what they're doing is fucking robbing themselves of the true gains that they can actually make. Had they first spent a good couple of years building their body naturally, really learning and understanding what it takes for their body to build muscle, to drop body fat, understanding nutrition, understanding training, understanding supplementation and cardio, putting in the time, right, to build their body naturally, and then going on to anabolics. It's the opposite way around nowadays. I mean, when I was in the gym, like I say, it wasn't uncommon, right, to think that you would spend at least 6 to 8 years training as a natural before you even thought about using testosterone, right? And that's what's missing today. What's missing today is patience and hard work. So people want to try and speed up and shortcut that process by taking anabolics. But here's the truth. Your goal should be this, and that is to build the best body you can naturally and truly give it time and truly exhaust the process, right? Really pushing yourself, right? Not for a couple of weeks, not for a couple of months, but giving it a couple of years. It will pay off in dividend because then you'll have an amazing foundation. And then if you introduce anabolics, fuck me. You won't believe how little you have to use and how much return you'll be able to get, right? So the answer is this, is that you can absolutely build a great body without ever using anabolic steroids. Anabolic steroids absolutely, right, will enhance and give you more back for the work that you're doing. But fuck me, do yourself a favor and spend as long as you possibly can building up your body naturally first and exhausting all your sort of tools when it comes to building a body naturally. Do that before even thinking about entertaining anabolics.
Bro, 100%. Let me tell you what. if you don't know how to train intensely, if you don't know how to eat properly, if you don't know how to recover properly, if you don't know what you're doing in the gym, steroids is going to do fuck all for you. You're just going to get the exact same results, maybe slightly heightened a little bit, but you're not going to go anywhere. First, learn how to train properly, how to train intensely, how to eat properly, how to actually keep a diet, how to actually make progress with nothing. Then imagine when you start to add these slight enhancements in. Remember, steroids are performance enhancing drugs. There's got to be a performance there to enhance. If you're not doing nothing, if you're not training properly, if you're not eating properly, if you haven't got things set up correctly, steroids ain't going to do nothing. All you're going to be doing is damaging your health. You might as well just go and fucking take some cocaine. You're just damaging your health for no reason. You've got to learn how to do everything properly first, and then when you add the PEDs in, like Afsa said, it's like overtime. You're just going to get way more reward for the work, for the same work that you're putting in, but now you're on performance enhanced drugs. I remember when we were first growing up and in getting into bodybuilding and that, and we, after a few years, we started making progress and started getting bigger. We were a lot bigger than a lot of people who were training and everything. It used to get thrown at us all the time. You know, is it because of steroids in that? And I would say to people, I would give you everything and double off what I am. But the way that you train, the way that you eat, the way that you're not committed, the way that you're not willing to give it a proper go, you ain't going to make any progress. You're still going to be the same. You'd be shocked at the amount of people just in your everyday leisurely gym that are taking something. And they don't look like they're taking something because their training's the same, they don't eat properly, they don't rest properly, they're going out every week and drinking. You've got to get all your T's and I's in a row, and then when you add it in, you're just going to fucking reap all the rewards.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. This is the reality. And I think it needs to be said again. One of the biggest issues that I see with the younger generation today is that they don't put the time in first, right? They don't pay their dues first in terms of building a base naturally, right? Actually taking the time to build muscle, actually taking the time to develop a good level of strength, actually taking the time, right, to understand how to get their body in condition, right? And this here is like, it's like trying to build a house with a weak foundation, right? It'll just crumble, right? And this is the key thing. So, you know, like I say to you, you know, when I was training in the late 90s, early 2000s, like your first goal before you even thought about using anabolics was, okay, let me try to go as far as I can and get as big, as strong as I can naturally first, right? It would be an embarrassment if you were to use anabolics and you didn't even have a sort of decent natural base. Now it's completely 360. Now you've got young lads who haven't even put even 6 months of hard work into the gym, right? And they want to take anabolics. You know, do yourself a favor, right? If you want to do this properly and you want to do this healthily and you want to have a life after building your fucking body, which is the reason that you should build a body for a life, right? If you want to do it like that and you want to keep it healthy, you want to do it with minimal risk, spend as long as you can natural, really, really, right? Chasing down that potential and squeezing every drop of it out before you even think about entertaining anabolics, and you will thank me, right? Because the further you can go naturally and the better the base that you can build and the more patient you can be with it, the less anabolics you're going to have to use and the better the result that you'll be with the anabolics that you do use, right? Do your homework, build the foundation first, have the patience, have the fucking discipline. It will pay off in dividends.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about question 3. I am trying to pack on size. Can you advise the best way to set up my diet? So this is a question that I get all the time, right? I get DM this literally every single day. I'm looking to gain muscle. What is the best way to set up my diet? Well, here's the reality, right? When you are trying to gain size, and I'm talking about you genuinely want to gain some proper size here, the sort of size where you fucking grow out your clothes size, right? So real size here, not just a bit of weight. What you've got to realize is that sort of bulk that you do, it has to be just as structured as a cut, literally.
Yeah.
So you know when you're trying to lose body fat and you'll incrementally, right, pull food. You'll incrementally increase cardio, right, to get leaner and leaner each time you hit a plateau, right? That's exactly the way that you kind of want to structure the bulk, but in a reverse. So you don't, where a lot of people go wrong is, and I don't know where this has come from, right? But a lot of people, when they think about bulk, they think I just eat loads of food, train hard, right, and try to get my weight up as quick as possible. That's how you get fucking fat, right? If you actually want to add a lot of quality muscle, here are some key things that you need to remember. One, give yourself a genuine window of time where you can actually add a good amount of tissue. For most of you, that's going to be between 8 and 12 months, right? So you've got adequate time to actually build a good amount of muscle. Secondly, what you want to do with your diet is you want to, like I say, structure it. And the way that you do that is, first of all, you find a baseline for yourself where you can start to gain weight, right? And you don't then start adding more and more food to that. You just allow your body time to fucking respond. You just allow your body time to utilize that food, right? And then you'll gain a bit of weight, right? You'll hit a spot where your weight kind of stays the same. Then your weight will start to drop. When your weight starts to drop a little bit, this is when this is my coaching secrets, to be fair. This is where I will then look to add food in, because that is your body signaling that I not only am utilizing the food that you're giving me, but I've now come to a point where my metabolic response is so good that I'm fucking burning through the food that you're giving me. So now I need more food to keep growing. And that's how you structure your diet, right? And then on top of that, you need to be analytical when you're on a bulk, just like you would on a cut. So what I mean by that is, you've got to look at it logically, right? What do you actually need to grow when it comes to food? Well, you need enough food where you can perform with great intensity, right? And performing with the mindset to progressively overload. You need enough food so that you can recover well, and you need enough food so that you can put size on. If you can tick those boxes each week, your diet doesn't need fucking changing. You're not meant to be chasing the scale when it comes to gaining size. What you should be chasing is quality, right? Getting stronger over a whole year period so that you can actually be genuinely stronger across every single body part and almost every single movement, right? Giving your body time to actually manufacture muscle tissue, right? Keeping fat gain to a fucking minimum, right? And if you structure a bulk like this, you will see more success than you ever had. You really will. So when you go into a bulk, it's not just a case of eating everything that you see or eating loads of food, right? And just training hard, right? If you want to have a successful bulk and you want to minimize fat gain and maximize muscle gain, treat it with the same meticulousness, the same adherence, and the same discipline and attention as you would a cut. And you won't fucking believe the result that you get.
Bro, 100, it's so true. If you spent a year actually doing exactly what you do in a diet, but reversing into a bulk and being that careful and that planning, you would be amazed, astounded at the actual results you can make. When you are dieting, if you start dropping 5, 6, 7 pounds every week, you wouldn't continue with it. You'd be thinking, oh, I'm losing muscle. So why, when it's the reverse, and I don't understand, why when it's the reverse, do people just keep adding and adding and adding food just so that the weight on the scale, the number on the scale goes up and up and up? Gaining muscle is the hardest thing to do. It's so much harder than losing fat. It's very easy. Everyone has it in them, the capability to lose fat, to lose weight. It's very, very hard to build muscle. And to build quality muscle is even harder. And that's why you need to be extremely meticulous with it. Start off at a calorie base, and it can be made up of what you want. It can be, if you find that you don't absorb carbs too great, then it can be lower carbs, higher protein, higher fat. If you find that you don't react well to fats, higher fats, then it can be lower fats, higher carbs. Me and Afsa, we preferred higher carbs, lower fat diets and moderate protein because we found overloading our protein was just not good for our digestion system. So you have to work and be clever. Is there any point you eating this much protein if it's causing you to feel a certain way, if it's causing you to feel nauseous, if it's decreasing the pumps you get in the gym, if it's decreasing your sleep, if it's decreasing your energy throughout the day. No, it's not worth it. You've got to just be smart and be sensible with the way that you set up your diet. Go for foods that agree with your body. Go for foods that you can digest well. Go for foods that when you eat, you're not feeling bloated for hours afterwards. You just got to put the same amount of thought into your off season, your bulk, that you do to your diet, and slowly increase it over time, little increments over and over. Get stronger in the gym, rest well, be dedicated, and I swear to you, in a year, you can change your whole physique.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And that's, again, the art of bulking has really been lost, again, in today's generation. And I think a huge part of it is because there's such a focus now on being in great shape, and it's like, Instagram ready and all this sort of thing, right? A lot of people don't realize what actually it takes to build a body.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time before you get into great shape, you've got to spend some time kind of being out of shape. Because you cannot sculpt a pebble. Do you know what I mean? You can only sculpt a rock, right? And so many people haven't actually given their body any justice, and haven't really allowed their body to create any development, and haven't really allowed themselves to get any sort of strength base, because they simply haven't spent the time bulking, right? And that's the key thing. If, especially in your first couple of years of training, in all honesty, you should be spending maximum time bulking and minimal time cutting.
Completely.
Because this is a great opportunity for you to actually lay down that foundation and base. I will tell you something now. Getting into shape is far easier than it is building muscle. So I say to people, if you look at it logically, then the most logical thing to do would be, first of all, build as much muscle as you can first and foremost. And then you can spend time after that getting into great condition and staying in great condition. Because you've got your base built. So spend that time. I always say this, right? Watching this right now, let me tell you something now. Most of you watching this right now are genuinely only 1 to 2 proper bulks away from completely changing your entire shape, completely changing it altogether. I can't tell you how much a successful bulk can literally change the entire structure of your physique. Because what you must understand is fat loss and going on a cut will reveal what development you have. A bulk actually changes the development you have, changes the shape that you have. After I would do a bulk, I was so excited to cut because I knew that when I was going to cut, that after coming out of a good bulk, that I was going to diet down to a whole new physique with a completely different shape, right? With a completely different level of thickness, with a completely different level of density and separation. And this is what gets lost. So many people are spinning their wheels, all because they don't know how to bulk. They're scared to put a bit of body fat on. And to be honest with you, they don't have the focus or the discipline to stick at it for like a year, right? Give yourself a fucking year of bulking and do it properly. People shit themselves. When I say to people bulk for a year, they literally shit themselves. Do you know why? Because they think, I'm going to be fat for a year. No. The reason why you take time to bulk is so that you minimize fat gain. That's the whole point, right? And give yourself a genuine window of opportunity to manufacture enough tissue to where you're now standing in front of the fucking mirror with inches added to your body. That's why you give yourself time. How long do you think that it actually takes to manufacture inches of muscle tissue? I'll tell you the answer. It's a lot fucking longer than 8 to 10 weeks. Most guys will bulk for 2-3 months, get fucking fat, overeat, stuff their face, and then say bulking doesn't work. I gain no muscle. Fucking no shit, Sherlock. You're not going to gain any muscle like that. Right? Give yourself time and do the bulk properly. It will pay off and it will change your shape forever. Okay, so the next question, and we can both kind of go into this because we've both done it. We're going to talk about some specialist training techniques, and I always love going over this. So what we're going to talk about today is a sort of method, again, by the absolute one of the best pioneers in our industry, Dante Trudel. And what we're going to talk about today is Widowmaker sets.
Shit, the old Widowmaker.
Probably, in my personal opinion, one of the most intense techniques that you can utilize to really finish a workout off and torch a fucking muscle to pieces. So let's go through what a Widowmaker set is. A Widowmaker set is an exercise that you perform at the end of a workout for your body part that you've trained. And the goal of it is to literally just completely torch and fry that muscle and expose it to something that it's not used to being exposed to, which is using as heavy weight as you possibly can, right, for high reps. You typically between 20 and 30 reps, right? Now, this is phenomenal. And you know where it works on one of the body parts where it works the best is legs. Fuck me. You do a Widowmaker set of squats at the end of a leg workout, I'm telling you now, you won't have felt pain like that. And the whole sort of goal behind Widowmaker is it's meant to be a slog set. So Dante said that, look, you will pick a weight that you struggle to get to about 10 to 12 reps with, and then you're gonna fight your way to 20 reps. It's insane. So you imagine you've got a bar on your back squatting, right? And you get to 10, 11 reps and you're starting to really struggle. You just stand there, you compose yourself, you do another rep. You get past that, you stand there, you compose yourself, you do another rep. It's almost like those last 8 to 10 reps of the Widowmaker set. Each rep is like a set in itself because you're just trying to get through the set no matter how long it takes you. I can't tell you how good an advanced technique this is for bringing up. I'll tell you where it's really good at being employed in. When you got stubborn body parts that don't respond too well, and body parts that are lagging development, Widowmaker set could be instrumental to changing your progress. I used it on my chest exclusively and got great results with it. What I used to do was, after I finished my chest workout, I would do a wide grip barbell bench press, and I would try to get as much weight as possible between that 20 and 30 rep region. And it just fucking helped my chest growth so much, right? So what I would say to you guys, if you're really looking to fucking test your mental might, right, and really test your physical capability, give these Widowmaker sets a try, right? And again, the goal is at the end of your body part, just one set, pick a movement, right? Get a weight that you can handle for between 10 and 12 reps before it starts to get hard, and aim to take that set to 20 reps, right? And you won't fucking believe the intensity and how hard and how deep it penetrates your muscle. Give me a DM. Let me know how it goes. You'll be in a lot of fucking pain.
Yeah, and I promise you, man, you say just do one set. Let me tell you what, if you perform it properly, you actually cannot do more than one set.
Yeah, you ain't do two sets with a
Yeah, if you've actually done it properly, I'm not talking about lowering the weight and doing 20 reps. If you have done that properly, there will be nothing left in you to perform that set again. And also, you said it was right. It was legs. So, man, that was my favourite exercise. I used to look forward and get anxious to it at the same time every single week. And I want you guys to try this. Get a weight, like I said, squat, something you can squat. So let's say you can squat 200 for a few reps, right? Let's say about 120 you can do for 10 to 12 with a bit of a struggle. This Widowmaker set might take you up to 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating. This could take you up to 4 to 5 minutes. You do your 10 to 12, you start to struggle around 12, because it's at the end of your session as well. So you're not even fresh. This is coming at the end of your session. Then I want you to grind out the next 8 to 10 reps. And I promise you, you do that every single week. You do that religiously and properly where you have no energy to do another single rep, another single exercise. There's no fucking way your legs are not going to improve. I'm telling you.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's why I love the Widowmaker set. So we talk about advanced training, and I've got so much more advanced training insight and tips that I'll be sharing with you guys. But definitely a standout advanced training technique is the Widowmaker set, right? Designed and pioneered by Dante Trudel. And what a gem it is, because it really does deliver, and it will just fucking torch your muscle. It really will. Like I say to you, you just pick one exercise for each body part, right? You don't have to do all your body parts. Mainly focus on the ones that are lagging or you're struggling to see growth in, right? Pick one exercise, and then your goal is over a period of time, right, to get as strong as you fucking can, right, for that 20 to 30 rep range. Let me tell you something now. When you get strong and you can move that weight for reps, there's no fucking chance that your muscle's not going to be big, right? You're not going to find anybody who can bench press a heavy weight for 20 reps. You're not going to find anybody who can squat a heavy weight for 20 reps. You're not going to find anybody who can do good weight and move it for high reps on any body part that's not going to have seen good development. It's just simple as that, right? So give it a go. Now we're going to go into the compounds, right? So it's mainly me talking here, just as PG, right? So
I'm not allowed to take any compounds.
What I want to talk to you about today is one of the most incredible peptide combinations that you can ever take as a human being is the Wolverine formula. The Wolverine formula. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than TB500 and BPC157. Fuck me. This will turn you into a real life Wolverine. You know where Wolverine in the X-Men series had incredible recovery and healing abilities? That's exactly what these peptides do. It's fucking incredible. Because you see what it is. What TB500 and BPC157 do is they increase the amount of T cells that your body produces. T cells are the healing proteins that not only help you repair injuries, not only help you repair ligaments and tendons, they also boost your immune system. They also increase your recovery process, right? So they speed up your recovery time, but they also boost your fucking immune system through the roof. So everything in your body, right, is turned up into another level when it comes to healing, when it comes to recovery, when it comes to rejuvenation. It literally is a peptide combination, right, that will turn you into a fucking real life Wolverine. And it's so powerful a peptide combination that now in America, a lot of wellness clinics are utilizing this as a longevity anti-aging product because it works damn well, man. And I'll be honest with you, I honestly think when it comes to anti-aging and healing and recovery, there is nothing that I know of in the market that can even hold a fucking candle, right, to what TB500 and BPC157 can do. So let's talk about where you would typically use it, right? So first of all, TB500 and BPC157 are fucking incredible if you've come off an injury. I have literally witnessed with my 2 eyes people who have had tendon, ligament, bone injuries, right? Career-ending injuries. And TB500 and BPC157 have literally healed and recovered those injuries in record time. So it's a fantastic thing to utilize if you're suffering from a serious injury. 2, it's phenomenal, right, for helping you come out of intensive surgery. So where you've had a surgery where typically there's a long recovery time, TB500 and BPC157 will speed up that process exponentially, right? Number 3, TB500 and BPC157 are absolutely fucking phenomenal when it comes to the recovery process itself. So if you're somebody that is training incredibly hard, right, that is pushing your body to the limits, like a proper sports athlete, where you're putting your body under a lot of duress, a lot of wear and tear, TB500 and BPC157 are going to speed up that recovery process like you wouldn't fucking believe, right? And last but not least, it's phenomenal if you're dealing with a really difficult virus and that's really left your immune system depleted. I don't know. There is a virus going around that's incredibly scary and it fucks your immune system over. TB500 and BPC157 not only boost your immune system through the fucking roof, man, they absolutely accelerate the collagen process, right? So when we talk about overall wellness, overall healing ability, overall recovery ability, nothing at this present time can come fucking close to what that peptide combination can do. It will literally turn you into a real life Wolverine, and so many people are not aware of it. And you know what the beautiful thing is that especially TB500 now, which has been studied for quite some time, is that there's very low to no side effects with this stuff because essentially it's a bonded protein. That's what it is. It's a protein peptide, right? And its goal in the body is all based around healing. Like I say, just by improving and creating more T cells. Research it for yourself. Google now, right, what TB500 and BPC157 do. Read the study after study after study that's been done. And you will see that anything that can possibly go fucking wrong in your body, where you would need rejuvenation, where you would need enhanced recovery, where you need enhanced healing ability, those fuckers will do it for you, right? So if you like this sort of content, right, if you want to learn more about these amazing sort of peptides and compounds, then make sure to give me a follow, give me a like, and if you can, give me a share so we can spread that education and information. An amazing peptide combination.
Yeah, let me take you back 5 years.
He's going to take you back, man.
I'm going to take you back, way back into time. About 5 years ago, when I was at the absolute peak of my bulk, at the absolute peak of my bodybuilding, I developed tennis elbow, severe tennis elbow. So I'm not just talking about pain around the elbow. I'm talking about pain from the top of the elbow all the way through my forearm, all the way to my arm. I saw specialist after specialist after specialist. I got acupuncture done. I went to the doctor numerous times. Fuck all. Rest, recover, rice. Is it rice? You know, the fucking rest, ice, compression, elevate, whatever shit is. That's all I was told to do. I saw specialists. I got acupuncture done. I got massage people. I saw every person fucking possible. And then we started to do a little research into this. And this is where we first found it. And I bought 6 weeks worth of TB500 and BPC157. And I'm not even kidding you. I swear to God, within 2 weeks, that injury completely disappeared. And do you know what? 6 years later, it's not even fucking come back.
It's incredible. It's an incredible compound.
Unbelievable. You have to take it directly. This is more for pains, obviously. It has the other benefits to it, but this is for direct pain. I injected straight into where the start of the pain was, and within 2 weeks, I didn't even finish the whole course. Within 2 weeks, something that I'd struggled with for a whole year, that specialist after specialist said they can't do nothing about it, that people were telling me, you might as well just quit bodybuilding now because your arm's not going to recover. It fucking repaired it within 2 weeks. That's how powerful it is.
Oh yeah, it's just incredible. It really is. I've seen numerous people in real life, right? Real life, clients, friends, right? Who have utilized it to overcome debilitating injuries and issues, right? To full recovery. It's fucking a miracle to witness, right? And it's a shame that this is not more popular. Like I say, over in America now, they're using it more and more. And the latest research coming out, honestly, it just gets better and better, because now what the latest research is showing is that TB500 and BPC157 actually is really instrumental in expanding blood vessels, right? So it's showing quite drastic effects on being able to create heart health reparation. So it's just a brilliant peptide combination all round. I mean, honestly, it's a lifesaver if you need it. That's what I would say. So now what we're going to talk about is the best pre-workout that you probably didn't know about. So let me just tell you this. There is a pre-workout out there that works so good at giving you an amazing pump in the gym. And you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, because it's not a bodybuilding supplement, right? It's not a supplement that you can just get on a sort of website. We're talking about Cialis and Viagra, right? And you're probably scratching your head right now, but I'm being dead serious. If you think about Cialis and Viagra, the first thing that comes to your head is walking around with a big, hard, thick Johnson, right? But the truth of the matter is this: Cialis and Viagra, their sort of purpose and their sort of role isn't just limited to walking around with a big old hard-on, right? You have to ask yourself the question, why do Cialis and Viagra, why are they so potent at giving you a raging hard-on? Because of vasodilation. They open up the blood vessels, promoting more blood flow, right? So when that brain gets turned on, right, downstairs responds. However, it's not limited, right, to your aubergine, right? If you utilize small dosages of Cialis or Viagra, I would argue it's one of the most effective pre-workouts that you'll ever take. Because you've got to realize that when you go to the gym, if you're in a situation, right, where you have a vasodilator and a strong one, a powerful one, which Cialis and Viagra are, you are now going to have enhanced blood flow to that muscle. So your pump, right, is going to be a lot better, right? Your workout is going to feel a lot better. You're going to fucking look a lot rounder and fuller. And it's quite a little hidden secret in bodybuilding, to the point where you'll even have competitors, before they go onto stage, will take a small dosage of Cialis or Viagra because of the pump effect it gives you. Again, why? Because it's such a powerful vasodilator, to the point where you probably don't even know this, but Cialis and Viagra in the UK are actually prescribed to patients who have heart health issues.
Yeah, that's what it's originally brought out for.
Because it opens up the blood vessels and allows more blood flow to the heart, right? Which, of course, then creates a healthier heart, right? A fitter heart, right? So when you think about pre-workouts that really do work and are actually beneficial for you, which is the whole thing of vasodilation, it's a beneficial process for the body, don't sleep on what Cialis and Viagra can do, right? You're not going to walk into the gym with a raging boner.
No, that's complete fucking bullshit.
But you will walk out with a raging pump. That's what I can say to you. So give it a go. And if you use it and you like it, as always, drop me a message. I'd love to know. But no naughty pictures. I don't want to see what Cialis did to you, right? Just tell me the effects.
No, I've actually taken. I took Cialis for a couple of competitions.
You just took Cialis now.
A couple of competitions when I was watching them. I wasn't even competing.
Wasn't even competing.
I wasn't even competing. I was just there to watch. No, but Cialis and Viagra are proper good. Both of them were actually developed and created to improve blood pressure. That was their sole purpose when they first done it. Just someone accidentally or on purpose, I don't know, stumbled onto the fact that it's very good at flowing blood to the penis when you're turned on. But it was originally, that's what it was brought out for, and it's a fucking amazing thing to take pre-workout before competition. I took it before I competed, and what you would find a lot of the time when you are competing, and if you have been in a situation, sometimes it's really hard to get a pump backstage, and you don't want to start intaking more fluids, if I'm taking an actual pre-workout. And some of these pre-workouts, they have extra added shit on that might make you, I don't know, feel a little bit sick or give you a headache or anything like that. Having a little bit of a Cialis or a Viagra allowed the blood to flow properly, allowed that when I started to pump up, I was actually getting really pumped up. And I would honestly say, to this day, that was my best pre-competition pre-workout pump that I would use. It was just a quarter of a tablet about an hour before I was going to go on stage. When I started to pump up, everything was responding, everything was rounded, everything was looking good, everything was looking vascular. And it's a very hidden secret.
such an incredible pre-workout that not a lot of many people know about. Now you do know about it. So we're going to redefine the meaning of training hard, right? Now, the last topic of the day, supplementation focus. So I'm going to talk about a supplement now that, in my personal opinion, every human being should be taking, especially those who are utilizing anabolic steroids. What supplement am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than Nattokinase. What is Nattokinase, right? Nattokinase is derived from a Japanese soybean food, right, that is fermented with bacterium. And what Nattokinase does that is absolutely fucking incredible, right, is this little fucking supplement will go into your bloodstream and your vascular system, and it will start to eat away at clots and calcium, right? And if you think about most people, right, especially those who use anabolics, right, who will have thicker blood and are more at a risk of clotting, right? Secondly, because of the oral compounds that a lot of bodybuilders use, they are getting calcified arteries. Something like Nattokinase is indispensable, and you shouldn't even fucking think whether you should have it in your supplement regime or not. Because, like I say, this is one of the only supplements that I can personally think of or ever recommend that will actively go through your body, a fucking clot killer, right? Tidying up, right? Getting rid of these little fibrins that are sitting in your vascular system, right? That are causing formation clots, and calcium that is potentially creating calcified arteries. This is why I say to you, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what your goal is. There isn't a single person watching this who's not going to benefit from having a little extra helping hand and a little extra helping aid working fucking systematically throughout your body, trying to keep clots at bay, trying to keep calcium deposits at bay, right? So Nattokinase, in my personal opinion, is an absolute super supplement, and is something that should be in everyone's regime because it's too good a supplement not to use. When it comes to clots, when it comes to calcium deposits, calcified arteries, there's not much you can do to help with that. Nattokinase gives you a chance to do something about it. So in all honesty, you'd be mental to not have that in your supplement regime. And
Yeah, go on, bro. It's fine.
that's it, yeah? That is us.
I don't have anything more to
He doesn't
add.
have anything to add. He just learned about that supplement now, bless him.
I thought he was talking about some sushi.
He's not talking about sushi.
Fucking hell.
So, guys, I hope you really enjoyed another podcast. Really, as always, love the questions to be sharing. Can't wait to do the next one. And the key thing is this, is that for me, the whole thing about these sort of podcasts that we do, and the same for Yasser, man, we actually enjoy it. Like, can I be honest with you? It's 9:30 at night here,
It is,
right?
yeah.
It's 9:30 at night. And look at how excited we are. Look at the energy we have. Because you know what it is? Together, right, we spent almost 20 years each obsessed with this lifestyle, right? And now we have the opportunity to take our experience, to take our knowledge, to take our insights, where we've now worked with well over 6,000, 7,000 clients together, right? Where we can take that knowledge and actually share it. And that's what we want to do, because we come from an era where you guys might not realize this, but knowledge and information and insight was common commodity, man.
Yeah.
And now, bullshit, lies, gimmicks is current commodity, right? Well, we're going to change that. And we hope that you can work with us, support us, and just keep sharing the knowledge, man, because it's helping everybody.
That's the biggest problem. Back when we were actually, really getting into bodybuilding, really studying everything, really paying special attention to everything, there was limited information out there, but it usually meant the information you got was credibly sourced by credible people, and it was good, and it was real, and it was proper. Now what you've got is an open gate. Anyone can fucking talk about it. Someone can someone can be training for a week, a month, and start spurting out shit online. So you don't know what's right and what's wrong. You read one article that says one thing, and you'll go onto another website and the article will say another thing. So we're just trying to decipher between the bullshit and the truth. And with our experience, we've been doing this between us for 20, 25 years, with Abe as well. That's another fucking 10, 15 years. We've got so much experience. We've worked with so many coaches that we just want to be able to give solid, good information that you can actually go ahead and use on yourself, use on, clients or whatever, use with in your everyday life.
Absolutely 100%. And remember, if you want to help us grow this channel, if you want to help us grow our mission, liking, sharing,
Subscribing,
followings, and commentings, all appreciated. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir.
And that is our done.